The trigger has been pulled. This is the opportunity that we have been preparing for, been waiting for. Stocks are absolutely crashing right now. As of the recording of this live stream, the Dow Jones is down 2,000 points. World markets are reeling, and we're about to enter the weekend. To be honest with you, I am shocked that Bitcoin is not moving down with the stock market. This is the first time since I have been a crypto investor, January of 2017, that I have not seen a stock market downturn at the same time crypto goes down. Now, we all know that the altcoins have been just hammered in the past 2 to 3 weeks. Bitcoin has actually been hammered too, but we still have a little bit of time until all of the traders around the world that have just been hammered for 2 days in the equity markets, in the precious metal markets, have nothing other than to look at the price of crypto, because crypto market doesn't go to sleep. And I think that we could see some pretty incredible losses over that too. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, this will be the first time crypto decouples from the stock market. And if that is the case, then we're at end game. Type 1 if you understand that and agree with that. Type 2 if you just like, no, I think you're being over dramatic. A lot of people think that. But you know, when you're sitting on the sideline with a bunch of cash, I prepped my students for this, I prepped the channel for this, and it's happening. Stocks are just coming down fast. Bond yields are falling. Cryptocurrencies have been falling for quite some time, and you're waiting for a bottom. You have to be pretty darn excited right now. Now, like I said, the Dow has dropped 2,000 points. And what's going to be really interesting is how Trump speaks on social media platforms and in the mainstream media platforms this weekend, because he knows, like better than just about anybody, that he is going to be setting the tone for what is going to happen on Monday. You know, we have had some really bad Mondays, Black Monday in history, where the market was reeling over the weekend, not knowing what to do, what's going to come next. The week prior had been a bad week, and then you have just absolute crash where the Dow Jones takes out stupid amounts of losses. As a matter of fact, there's a story that just hit Zero Hedge. Check this out. This is insane, the amount of selling right now. Goldman comes out saying the biggest selling ever. Says here, if you thought that yesterday was crazy, volumes are explosive, plus up 45% versus the 20-day, and ETFs are tracking at 35%, the highest we've seen this year, on track for only the 6th session ever of U.S. equity volumes greater than 20 billion shares. Today is history, but the thing is the trigger was just pulled, where Trump came out, made the list of tariffs, on Wednesday afternoon. Thursday was a bad day. China retaliated, and then Trump said, oh, I hope you understand, I'm not changing my numbers, meaning that your retaliation doesn't mean anything. Now, Vietnam has just come out and say, hey, look, we'll back off. Vietnam has been tariffing us 90%. They just came out and said, we'll wipe it clean. Zero. You see how this is working? But here's the thing. Now China's only got a handful of options, and they're sitting back going, holy cow, what do we do? He ain't budging. And I don't think he's going to budge over the weekend. He's going to let the stock market crash. I want to throw this out right now. I just made the gut decision with Dylan. We're stopping the pre-filming sale. I just uploaded all the videos to the Crypto Research Pro. If you want to learn fundamental analysis and how to actually vet cryptocurrency and blockchain projects, save yourself a lot of time and money, sale links down below. It ends tonight. I think it's very important for us to understand that we have to watch very closely over the next couple of days what happens to the crypto market. It's the only thing that's, I'd say a lot of people would say it's up. It's not up. It's just level right now. And so fast, a lot of people have been, hey guys, type type first if this is your first cryptocurrency downturn. I'm sure a lot of people, this is your first bull market, and we are still in the bull market. But it's pretty gut-wrenching. This is nothing like what we've seen in the past. To be honest with you, this is mild. But for people that have put a lot of money in, they go, oh, or people that just made a lot of money on this channel, I did what, 5 or 6 picks since December and showed you what I do, where I don't really talk about it on the channel, but I'm like, yeah, this is what I invest in, this is what I do. And they exploded, right? People that listened and purchased quicker than others that were buying at the top, like I said, don't do, made insane amounts of money. I've already heard of people making hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars since December. Well, a lot of people held on when I said, hey, I'd take some profits. I probably said it for 20 videos, and I pulled profits. Still have 50% in every single project I talked about. They're all down severely, right? Now I'm sitting on cash waiting, and there are a couple of specific projects out there that are so poised for the next explosion. It's crazy. The problem is it's got to be at the right time, because you could have the most amazing project, amazing news, and in this market, as everything's turning down, as Goldman's saying right now, this is the biggest selling they've ever seen. Like right now, we're on track for the 6th largest selling session in the US equity markets ever in history. It doesn't matter how good the project is, it ain't going to do anything, because you want to have the momentum of more buyers versus more sellers. Right now, you have more sellers. Type yes if you agree with what I'm talking about or understand this. Type no if you think I'm crazy. I'm serious. And the reason why I say that is because you got to understand, the only thing that makes bonds go up, stocks go up, crypto go up, gold and silver go up, there's only one thing that makes all those things go up. You have more buyers than sellers. That's it. I know it sounds crazy. You guys can go out and spend 10 grand on a technical analysis chart, and all you're doing, what most people don't understand, is all you're doing is charting history and the frequency of human emotion. That's it. That's why it's highly correlated to patterns in the sun, the moon, and the stars. I know it sounds crazy, but if the gravitational pull from the moon's movements and where it is in its cycle are strong enough to move the currents of the ocean, it's strong enough to move the water that you are primarily comprised of. And the thing is this is how I made it big in stocks in the early 2000s, and they dumped. I learned that lesson. And how I went from 10,000 to $1 million in crypto in 2017. Thank heavens I took profits on that and still walked away a winner. But I could have taken 7 figures out, but I didn't. But I was still a winner on that one. And this is what I've been teaching everyone for 4 years. The cycles of real estate, the cycles of cryptocurrency, the cycles of stocks. And I honestly believe when I started this channel, and do me a favor, type yes or no if you are on the path to this. I said I want to make 1 million people a millionaire. And there are already people now on this channel, in this channel, that are already worth $1 million since they started watching the channel. That's not a bragging thing for me. That's just me saying, look, I'm just sharing with you common sense stuff. You don't need to be a graduate from Harvard or from Oxford or Columbia to know how to be very wealthy, okay? Most of my life, I drove, until just the last couple of years, until I put my kids through college, I just said, hey, I'm going to drive old beat up cars. Still to this day, can't bring myself to buy my own new car. But my point being is that I focus on paying off debts and investing and starting businesses. And I've done over, 22 side hustles and businesses as I was a full-time firefighter. Anyone can do this. And what we're about to see as Trump just pulled this trigger, you're going to see as the market closes, as it's completely collapsing. Look at right here. This is from Goldman's head of U.S. trading, John Flood. He says, today is currently tracking as the highest volume session in the history of the U.S. stock market as measured by total shares traded across all exchanges. Today is a panic, an absolute panic. And it hasn't even finished yet. The trigger was pulled. the primer pin, the striker pin hit the primer of the round, the bullet is now creating pressure and starting to slide through that chamber. Barrel, sorry. I hope you can appreciate the severity and the opportunity that is in front of you right now. The truth is, 90% of your family and friends have no clue what's happening. But you're here at the right moment to get ready to take advantage. I don't care what your net worth is. If you don't have a lot of money, you got enough to go buy a silver dime today. More than likely, you can't even buy it at a store. You'd have to go online because a store is going to go, I ain't selling it. Silver just lost $5 in a day. You could go and purchase a cryptocurrency that has gotten beat down because of the fear and panic that's in the markets right now, that I want you to understand. The president knows it's his policies that are doing this, and this is actually going to be short-term pain for amazing gain. You're going to find out some more things about me in the next few weeks. That, trust me, the internet's on fire right now. Bring it. People don't understand how big Ninja Nation is. They don't understand how powerful they are. And the truth is, Ninja Nation is getting wealthier and wealthier, which makes Ninja Nation more and more powerful. And I got to be honest with you, I couldn't be more happy for all of us. And it all started with a guy with cardboard that's no better or different than anyone else on the side of the street. And in the next 6 months, this cycle, please understand that Trump sold a meme coin that is worthless. It's worthless, okay? To anyone that owns the Trump meme coin, hopefully it doesn't piss you off. Or actually, I hope it does, so that you realize, what did he do with the money? Did he buy back the meme coin? Did he make more meme coins? No, he went and bought Ethereum, Bitcoin, Tron, large projects. I hope you understand and can appreciate that wealthy people know that you want to take advantage of a crisis. And when everyone else is panicking because they don't have knowledge, skills, and abilities, right? Or they lack one of the three or all of them, they need to build them up. You go and take over and buy as much as you can. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and buy crypto right now. I'm not. I'm sitting on an awesome stash of cash, just like Warren Buffett. And do you see Warren Buffett out buying today? No. Here's the thing. And can everyone just say thank you to our moderators? I could tell the moderators are super busy right now, so thank you so much. Thank you, all my awesome moderators. And I love watching them grow mentally and monetarily as well. I'm telling you right now, you are going to have the most incredible opportunity next week when the ashes are still smoldering. And your family and friends will say you're nuts because you're going to be super pumped and super excited. But I'm telling you right now, give it a little bit of time, and when the proper time to strike, I'm going to let you know. Because we have to have a little bit of forward momentum, positivity, optimism come back into the markets before the flood of money is about to come back. We're not only talking retail investors, I'm also telling you about hedge fund investors. Just because people run a hedge fund or own a hedge fund or work for a hedge fund doesn't mean they know anything about money. They are literally given money and they can put it into prepackaged products that make X%. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to run a hedge fund. That's the last thing I want to do. Oh yeah, and I'll remind you, I'm not here to invest your money. I have a hard enough time investing my own. So don't believe any fake ninjas down in the bottom, okay? It's crazy. You are going to see something incredible next week in crypto. And hopefully I brought you to a place mentally and through solid education. And again, I want to remind you, if you want the pre-filming discount for the Crypto Research Pro, how to learn about how to research the fundamentals of any blockchain or cryptocurrency project so you save money, don't get scammed, and all that other crap that goes along with the cryptos, links down below. Get ready for next week. Guys, if you are richer now than before you started watching this channel, type me. M-E. The reason why I say it, not only because it makes me feel good, truthfully, so it gives me some purpose, but I want other people to see it. Look past the weirdo, not changing my clothes, the cardboard, the just raise your hand if you're crushing it right now. Oh, hold on. This is the biggest thing you've got to look past. There are a lot of fancy YouTubers out there right now that wear really fancy clothes and have fancy watches they can't afford. All right, that's enough of that. And they freak out. Freak out. They don't know what's going on in Ninja Nation. Just don't be like that. I hope you guys have a great day. Last day for the pre-filming discount. If you want it, below. Learn and invest when everyone's scared. Be greedy when people are fearful. And be fearful when people are greedy. All right, with that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.